grab your favorite beverage, kick up your feet as you ascend with me into the joy portal of soul reflections, fresh perspectives, fun ideas, and wisdom. Light to light and heart to heart. Smile and breathe even deeper as together we will soar above the perception of all hurdles and shine brightly as the light we are. Namaste, everyone, and welcome to Light, Laughter, and Lattes. My name is Geri Habstritt. I'm an Avesa quantum healer, medical intuitive, Self-Ascension intuitive counselor, and your friend and soul connection for the next hour. So we are living in some interesting times right now. We've got an equinox coming up. And as we all know, the equinoxes are about balance, restoring balance, perfect balance. And you can look into the outer world right now and see that everything is really out of balance. So hopefully this equinox coming up here can bring in a miracle for all of us and restore a little bit more harmony on the planet. My goal for today is to, of course, address what's going on, but maybe from a higher perspective in a more ascended place, because as you probably all know, there's always a gift in everything, no matter how challenging, difficult, or ugly any situation is, there is always a gift. And so there's also practical steps to move through these things. And my goal is today to offer you some practical steps, some practices you can use, some ideas, some wisdom, and maybe a little bit of a higher perspective as we go forth of this time right now, navigating what they're calling a virus. From my perspective, I see it as the fear virus. To me, it feels more like an energy of fear that's getting people more than it is a virus or a cold. So we'll begin with that. I woke up this morning and I don't read the news at all. And I work part-time. Well, not part-time, actually fairly full-time as a substitute teacher. And I checked the school district that I worked in last night, and their statement was that they're committed to having the children go to school, and they think that's the best place for them. And so until further ado, they're going to be having school. So I got up this morning and I drove to work, and there were no cars in the parking lot. So I got to drive home, and I had my little first chakra moment as well. Oh no, what am I going to do? I'm counting on this money, on this job for some money to pay my bills. And I got a moment's trigger there. And once I realized that everything is a gift, I was able to sit down and sink in and realize, wow, I mean, I've got taxes that I haven't done yet. I've got things that I've been wanting to create for a long time that I even ordered all the products and they're sitting in a bag and I haven't created anything with them yet. And I've got classes that I've been wanting to put together, workshops I've been wanting to plan, more radio shows that I've been wanting to put out. And wow, this is a grand opportunity to take inventory. And I think that is really what, on a higher perspective, this is like a global reset. We're all being called to come home to our houses and truly being called to come home to our true home, which is our hearts. There is really nothing a person can even do now. You try to go shopping at the store and there's nothing left to buy. You can't go to school. Many of the public events are being canceled. Workshops are canceled. Activities, events. So we're all being called to just go into our houses and sit there. And if you think about this, this is really a very magical gift. If you look in the outer world, everything has been moving so fast for so long. I'm watching people just on a treadmill, just getting on it every day and sailing forward. And I think very few people have had time to sit down and really evaluate, do I like what I'm doing every day? Do I like the treadmill I'm on? What can I do to change it? And it becomes a habit or pattern that we just get up and do every day, whether it serves our joy or not. It's how we've done it, so we keep doing it. And now there's this reset where we're all sitting at home. Usually when we have these kind of breaks in life, it's because it's a Christmas vacation or a spring break or an Easter vacation or a summer vacation. And we fill all those moments with family time, vacation time, trips, camping, get-togethers where we're shopping and planning meals and activities. But very seldom do we take those times, those periods, to just stop everything we're doing and go inside and reflect. And now we're kind of being forced to do that. There's really nothing else we can do. We're sitting at home probably having to face maybe our partners, right? It's probably many people out there are, working opposite of their partners and only see them for maybe a few hours in the evening. We're having to spend close time with our children. And so it's a really good time to use this moment to look inside and say, has my life been serving me? Is what I'm doing each and every day nourishing my being? Maybe it's a good idea to look at your diet. Are the foods that you're eating nourishing you? Are your friends nourishing you? Is the job that you've been getting up and going to every day nourishing you and bringing you joy? Are the projects you're involved in, the things that you say yes to on your free time, are they nourishing you and bringing you joy? And it's a really good opportunity to just sit down and reevaluate while we're in this kind of pause moment so that we can step out into the world in a new way. And if you harness this time in a productive manner, you can come out of this a new person. And I think that's the real opportunity here. I mean, anytime humanity or even individually, when you go through a birthing process, which is what I think we're in, a massive birthing process, you are inside and you're in this embryo. You maybe go through a dark night. You maybe go through transition. You're maybe shaken to your core. You're maybe all these things. And once you move through it, you come out a new and different person. Usually you come out more happy, more whole, and more excited for your life. So you can use this opportunity, this time out per se, to do some really good things for yourself. And so that is what I am choosing to do. And I hope you're choosing to do that too. And I really understand that where this fear virus is hitting everyone is their root chakra, the first chakra, which is the very essence or the core of your being. And when your core is literally pulled out from under you like a rug, which it is for many right now, it's hard to do anything else. Because we're set up like, say, a pyramid of dominoes, and if the bottom shelf is pulled out, everything else kind of collapses. So it's hard to move into your center of creativity. It's hard to move into a state of love. It's hard to move into a place where you're living your truth and you're seeing greater vision and you're more connected to the divine, because your energy can't even reach those states of being when your core has been removed. So my intention here is to give you a few practices, some practical things you can do so that we can restore that energy center. And then hopefully you can be in a place of greater balance. And so as you're waiting out these moments to pass so you can get back into the world and do what it is that you love to do. You can find greater harmony with yourself and with life until that time. So, first of all, hopefully you have all disconnected from the news. And I know that is a tough one, but it is like an umbilical cord of fear that is going to be constantly feeding you through a tube. So think of yourself as having a tube directly connected to fear, and it's going to be just coming through your veins 24/7, and it'll be really hard to find balance when you have that going on. So it is something that you'll need to do, and you just absolutely need to trust that you will hear anything that you need to hear. You will find out what you need to find out. Wherever I go, I always am told what I need to find out. I went to work today and didn't need to. It wasn't that big of a deal. Actually, it was a gift because it got me up, dressed, ready to go, and got me back home here on my computer working earlier than I would have had I not had to get up and go to work. So that was a gift as well. So hopefully you can withdraw from the news. If you can't, you might want to consider if you're carrying an addiction to the drama. And this is a big one. I was there as well. There is an energy that comes from the drama. It's an adrenaline, and the body gets addicted to it very easily. And it's something you get when you watch the reality shows, when there's any drama around you, if you're involved in drama, watching the news, you get it. And you get addicted to that adrenaline, and it keeps people called back to it, and called back to it. So people who are sitting in front of the TV 24/7 needing the next update, they're addicted to the drama. And that's being addicted to density, and that's being addicted to the illusion. And that's one of the things that creates repetitive cycles of having to come back to this planet over and over and over again because of that addiction to the cycles of drama that keep calling you back again. So it might be a really good time, if you haven't already, to try let go of that. And it's a tough one. I let go of it for 10 years and ended up on a repetitive journey of drama still. And I kept asking, why am I in this? And I was shown very clearly that I was still addicted to the illusion. And I had an argument with myself, with my dream at that time, saying, no, I'm not. I gave up TV 10 years ago. And it was this, I noticed when something would come and trigger me, the adrenaline rushed through my body. And then I would say, that's it. That's what my body's addicted to. And I had to work. I had to go through a traumatic experience to finally release it and say no more. And so this may be a step that a lot of humanity is having to go through right now to finally release fear from their lives. That may be one of the gifts that comes out of all of this. And if it does, it will be a great gift indeed. So let's walk through a practice that's called the SAFE practice. SAFE meaning SAFE, and each of those letters stands for something that you need to do. And so anytime you find yourself in a place where you may be panicking, you're triggered, you don't feel safe, this is what you can do. So first of all, you're going to stop. Put your hands on your heart, and that's the S in SAFE, is to stop. Stop right where you are, and just take a big breath, and that's the S. The A in SAFE is acknowledge. You're going to stop, take this big breath, and you're going to acknowledge that, hey, I'm triggered, or there's something going on here, or I don't feel right. But you're going to acknowledge the energy that's got you feeling a way that's uncomfortable. The F is for feel, and that's exactly it. You're going to feel whatever that energy is. Oh, I'm feeling fear. Oh, I'm feeling sad. Oh, I'm feeling angry. It's a way to bring consciousness to that energy so that it doesn't get stored and it doesn't get, sent out into the world into another distorted way because you're upset. It's a way to really be conscious of what you're feeling and how to manage it. And then the E is to elevate yourself to a higher state of being, to look above what the situation is, and to really, to escalate yourself. So stop, acknowledge, feel, and elevate. And so, for example, the virus that's going on, from an elevated perspective, or an enlightened perspective, you can kind of pick your E on this one. There's been viruses every single year. There's been the flu every single year. People die from viruses. People die from the flu. Most people are just uncomfortable for a little while and then they get better and go back to what they're doing. So really, is this really that big of a deal? This has been going on forever. It's just a virus of fear that has triggered people, and it's been escalated by the media. And we all know this. The media has been doing the fake news and escalating things and triggering people, for the last 3, 4, 5 years at a more increased rate. So, and it's just it's just turned into this big snowball. And so from a true perspective, is there really anything to be afraid of? And maybe we're just afraid of our fear, right? So it's a good way to just stop and acknowledge, feel, and lift up. Do I really need to be triggered about this? Is my body really in physical harm right now, or am I reacting to an energy that I'm feeling? And so this works beautifully. You can use it anytime that you find yourself in a less than comfortable situation. So let's talk a little bit about the first chakra. The first chakra is really what is being triggered in people right now. First chakra is the very, very first chakra of the body, and it's located about at the base of the spine. It governs our skeletal system. So I imagine the chiropractors of the world are probably pretty busy right now. It resonates to the color red, and it's really about our safety, feelings of belongingness. Do we have shelter? Do we have food? Do we have clothing? Do we feel safe and protected? And when that chakra is out of balance, it will go the opposite way. I will not feel safe. I will be ravaging for food, eating too much of it. I have to laugh. People are grabbing up toilet paper. I think the biggest fear on the planet is people running out of toilet paper. And the toilet paper is that area of the body is directly reflecting the first chakra. So it's actually kind of funny how this all plays together. And at the very essence, people aren't feeling safe. They aren't feeling safe to be on the planet. They're not feeling safe to be next to their neighbors. We're being asked to be 6 feet apart from each other. People aren't feeling safe with their government. They're not feeling safe to send their kids to schools. People feel like they have to hoard food, hoard products. I don't know how many stories I've heard from people who are having encounters with other people in lines at stores who are freaking out and taking their money, taking items out of their carts. And so it does funny things to people when their first chakra is way out of balance. And so I hope to give you a few tips. Maybe we can bring, if you're feeling any of these things, which I'm sure you are, it's in the energy everywhere. And so if you're around and out and about in the world, you're going to feel this just from the energy that you're breathing and you're moving through. So now some things, if you are really having a first chakra that's acting up, that's not feeling safe, you may have sore feet. You may get really tired and lethargic. You might get ice, ice, ice cold, as if your internal furnace is burnt out. Your muscles and your legs especially might get achy and really tired. These are all things that the first chakra governs. And so some things that you can do to balance this. You can wear red. And think about red. It's a very empowering color. You can be of service. You can go out in the world in some way and help others. In helping others, it gives you a sense of purpose and safety in yourself. And so that is a great way to empower the first chakra. You can take a lovely walk in nature on the earth, which is very grounding and supportive to the first chakra. Yoga is beautiful and supportive to the first chakra. Some of the things that I find that is helpful is just wearing comforting materials. Do you have a real soft sweater or a soft sweatshirt or sweatpants? Soft materials are very comforting to the body. And the body needs to know that it's safe right now. So anything you can do, even on the outside, that makes the body feel comfortable will help you or the inner child in you that's being scared right now feel more comfortable. Some other things you can do is you can eat some comfort foods. Are there foods back from the past that correlate to smells, or your grandmother making them, or your mom or your dad cooking something for you, and you can remember Christmas, or you can remember a happy time. Any kind of comfort foods, root vegetables. If you want to make a root vegetable stew, that would be lovely. If you are into crystals, carnelian and bloodstone are both good crystals that are supportive for the first chakra. You could just set them on your first chakra and breathe through them. That would be helpful. And there's essential oils or aromatherapy that also assists the root chakra. A few of those would be cedarwood, patchouli, or myrrh. So you can use them, put those on your wrist to be, any of these things are just little extra things that are supportive. And right now the body needs support, and it needs to know that you care, and you're nurturing it and caring for it, and it will in return assist you to feel more harmonious during this time. And so our body is very much tied to our inner child, which is tied directly to the ego. And if we've experienced any kind of childhood where we where we didn't feel safe, many people have had challenging childhoods where they weren't safe in their own homes. They were maybe abused, sexually or physically in other ways. And their first chakra they had a very foundation of growing up where they didn't feel safe. And so these times could be extremely challenging because it could be triggering all of that for someone who wasn't even raised on a safe foundation. And I'm also seeing the exact opposite. I'm seeing people who had an extremely challenging childhood, for years of it. I know some people 13 years of challenges of being a child where their safety was constantly pulled out from underneath them. And they're thriving right now because they moved through the experience. They moved through it. They discovered that they could do it. They were safe getting through it, and now they're empowered through it. And right now, it's not a problem for them to find harmony right now. So you may be at one or the other of those spectrums, but a lot of this gets very much tied to the ego in that unhealed inner child in all of us that really needs to feel safe. So I'm going to take you all through a practice. It's a circle of protection practice. And this practice will allow you at any time where you're not feeling quite safe, or maybe you want to have some firmer boundaries before you walk out the door, because you just maybe want to be protected from the energies that you're feeling at the supermarket or wherever you're going. And it's a lovely practice so that that inner child in you can feel safe and happy and in a more peaceful place. Because at the very ascended state of this root chakra is the energy of peace, right? So once you're feeling safe, you are peaceful. So there's the imbalance where everything's coming out from underneath you. You have no place to live. You have no money. You have no food. You're scared for your health. And then the other side of that is peace. So I'm going to stop right now for just a short little station break. Keep on listening, and when we come back after this short break, I'll take you through the Circle of Protection meditation. Be back shortly. Are you ready to make joy and well-being number one in your life? Are you ready to live the life you've always wanted to live? Then you have found the right place. Joyful Living, a Vesa Quantum Healing Center. Hi, my name is Geri Habstritt, and I've been an Vesa medical intuitive, quantum healer, and Self-Ascension intuitive counselor for 10 years, and have mastered the many tools of Self-Ascension to assist you to live your best life ever. Are you needing assistance with emotional or physical healing? How about a medical intuitive scan, EFT, or an Vesa chakra balance? Do you have repetitive issues that keep reappearing time after time? How about a cosmic life regression session? Are you wondering what your unique gifts are and wanting some deeper insight on your life? Or maybe you are getting ready to make some big decisions and you want guidance. How about an ascended numerology reading? Maybe you are unsure what you need. That's okay too. I offer free 15-minute consultations and can work with you in person or online. You can contact me by going to the host page on the Oneness Talk Radio website and clicking on Geri Habstritt. There you will find all my contact information. Wishing you great joy on your journey. Welcome back. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for listening to Light, Laughter, and Lattes. And before we went on that little station break, I was sharing a circle of protection practice that I would like to take you through. It is a great tool and something that we can all use at this time now. So hopefully you are in a relaxed state. If you're not, find yourself in a relaxed state. And I would like you just to sit down, take a big, deep breath with me. Let's do a couple of more of those nice, deep breaths. One more. So as you're sitting here in your relaxed state, I want you to call to mind a place that makes you happy, a place that makes you feel safe, a place that you love to be. Call forth that image now. And I want you to see yourself in that place, sitting, standing, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. And I want you to look around and get really good and acquainted with your surroundings, so you know what everything is, where everything is, where you are in relation to this picture. And as you're standing there, I want you to grab a stick or a magic wand, and I want you to draw a ring or a circle, a boundary around you in the sand. Just draw a nice big ring, a nice big boundary around you in the sand. And you are standing in the middle of that circle with your beautiful scenery all around you. And I want you to call forth. Maybe it's a guide, maybe it's angels, those images or people or symbols that are representative of energies that make you feel safe. And I want you to set them around your circle. Well, you are standing right in the very center. Maybe you want one at all four directions, in the front of you, behind you, and on each side of you. Maybe it's a god. Maybe it's a mythical character. Maybe it's your ancestors, the ascended masters, the archangels. But see yourself and see them standing there. Now look into their eyes, and you see only love radiating at you. And they're saying, "Dear one, you are safe. You have always been safe. And in this moment, you are safe." And just stand there now and feel their love and support. And now as you're standing in this center with all the support of the angels, the ascended masters, the ancestors, those that you've called to surround you, I want you to decorate your circle. What does this look like? Is it a wall around you? Is it made of brick? What are the details? Are there flowers? Are there vines? Bring in some fun things. Bring in some color. Maybe you want some fairies. Maybe you want some elementals. Maybe you want some animals. And decorate the whole entire rim of this circle as if it is the most glorious house or place you've ever been in your life. And now as you're standing there decorating it, turn up the color, turn up the light, turn up the volume of love, energy, light, frequency, so that it's this pure emanation of love that you are standing in the middle of. And feel the warmth, feel the protection, feel the safety, feel the comfort, feel the nourishment of standing in this space. And now I want you to find some symbol. Maybe you squeeze your pinky. Maybe you're calling forth a flower or a stick or some kind of a symbol, so that when you leave this space and you head out into your day-to-day life, you go into the grocery store, into the gas station, and maybe you find yourself feeling triggered or not so safe, that you can think of this image. You can maybe squeeze your pinky, and you will immediately be brought back to this circle of protection now. So go ahead now and find your symbol. And now that you have your symbol, I want you to ask your guides, I want you to command your guides to tell you, what is it, when is it, do I need this circle of protection? So, whisper in my ear, have my pinky have pressure or tingle when it is a time where I need to call in my circle of protection. Something. Tell your angels now to give you a sign for when there's a moment that you're going to need to call in this circle of protection so that you remember and know to use it. So do that now. Okay. So now you have the message, the knowing. You will be guided when there is a time where you might need to use this practice to call in this experience. You've got your symbol of what you will do to bring you back to the space, the image, or the squeezing of your pinky finger or your thumb or whatever you'd like. And you've got this space. It's been created. You are, in fact, a creator. And you created this circle of protection for yourself to use whenever you need it. And so I invite you back with me now as we step out of the circle of protection, knowing that it is there for us anytime we need it. And so may that be a tool that you can use as you move forward. That inner child in us really needs to feel safe, and it is really connected to that ego. And all of our inner child, our egos, and our bodies are being triggered right now. So I hope you will find this practice useful. So this really brings me to the question of really the title of the show, are you a victim or are you a creator? And that's really what's being asked of all of us now. To believe that there's an outside force that could come in and attack us or even kill us would mean that we believe that we're a victim. And so you're either a victim or a creator of your experience. We just created a circle of protection just with our thoughts. And so think of all the things you can do. I mean, fear is really triggered mainly with a thought. Most people, that's what's going on right now. I mean, the whole state of Idaho is shut down and 5 people only have this virus in the state. So it's the thought that's messing people up. It's not an actual fear. It's not an actual event that's doing anything to anyone. It's the fear that's crippling people. And so we're doing this with our minds. We are creating something, before it even happens. I can't tell you how many emails I got of people saying we're going to cancel something because this virus is all around us in other states and it's coming here. And I wanted to say, wow, you've already created that it's coming here. It doesn't have to. And even if it does, it doesn't need to be a part of your experience unless you want it to be. Are you a victim or are you a creator? If you've created something like this in your life, it's because you've spent too much time focusing on it, or you've feared it so much that you've created through the focus of fear around it, or maybe you need the gift of the experience that will bring you. I've found that everything in my life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, all came with the gift. And so nothing just happens to anyone for a reason. I mean, I said that wrong. Everything happens for a reason, but it's not by chance. It was self-created in some respect. And so what one needs to do is figure out, well, how was this created? Was it too much focus? Was it out of fear? Do I need the gift of the experience? Maybe this is an opportunity for me to learn my mastery. And so it's a much more empowered way to look at something as, oh, I created this, as opposed to, oh, I'm a victim, I'm helpless, there's nothing I can do, and there might be something out there that's after me. Often we create unconsciously through unhealed energies in our bodies. So it is not always about our focus or our fears, but it can be unhealed patterns of victim consciousness in our life that's attracting to ourselves an experience so that we can once and for all release it. Or we can once and for all remember that we are indeed creators and not victims. Or maybe the universe is asking us to say, enough, enough. I am not going to play this game, this role anymore. It's not who I am. I know who I am. I'm a creator and I have power. And I don't need to use victimization as an excuse for not being the truth of who I really am. Because anytime our consciousness or energy resides in a lower frequency like victimization, it's because we are getting something out of it. We wouldn't do it if we didn't get something out of it. And we are using it as a way to hide something, a greater aspect of ourselves that we're afraid of. So right now, where we all have time alone in our houses, would be a great opportunity to cultivate, who are you really? Who is the truth of you? Call that forward. Because this week is really a time of great authenticity. It's a time to claim who you are in a way like we've never had an opportunity before. And that's really the opposite side of what's happening, the opposite side of this virus. There's the victim consciousness, and then there's the massive creator consciousness where you're remembering who you really are. And so you can play in that energy right now. I'm finding that things are manifesting faster than I can even imagine. And that's exactly why this virus is growing so fast, because that's manifesting faster than you can even imagine. I mean, one day I'm being told that we're committed to having the schools open, and within 6 hours of the posting, they're at the opposite end of it. I mean, things are moving incredibly fast. So what if you use that energy to accelerate yourself, to accelerate your expansion, to call in the truth of who you really are, and watch that accelerate equally as fast? And so I know many of you out there are probably highly empathic if you're listening to this show. And just the energies around trying to live and operate in a planetary thought body that's covered in fear. I mean, I can feel it the minute I step in the grocery store, and I have to really be solid in who I am so that I'm not picking up and feeling it. And I really I put a smile on my face, and I walk in and I hold my presence. And so you really have to be strong in holding your presence and holding your energy right now, because if you're not, the outer energies can be daunting. They can be challenging. It's hard because you can feel it in I can feel it in the emails. 90% of the emails I get, I don't even open. I read the title, this is what we're doing about the virus. This is the steps we're taking, and I read the title and I delete them all because most of them carry an energy of fear with them that I don't care to engage in. And so one of the tools that you can use is the divine container practice. So anytime you're out and about and you come back and you don't feel quite right, you feel like you've taken on some of these energies, the container practice is perfect for this. And it was probably created for this time right now. And so I'm gonna walk you through the practice. It's a beautiful practice that literally you brush your hands down the front of your chakras, And like a mitt, you're pulling off those discordant energies and you're shaking them off into a container that is lovingly released once a week. The energies are transmuted, so it's not constantly circulating into the planetary thought body. So let us begin. This is called the Divine Container Practice. And so what you want to do, ideally you're standing, but you can be sitting. You're going to hold your hands to your sides so they're hanging below your waist. With your left hand kind of facing out, you're going to call in pure crystalline light. Pure crystalline light. And you're going to feel that pure crystalline light coming in, coming through your hands, and kind of cascading up over your head, over your crown chakra, down your shoulder into your other arm, your right arm. And you're going to feel that energy cascading in. And then with your right hand, you're going to hold it straight up high over your head, the palm facing the top of your head, facing down up over your crown chakra. And you're going to call in whatever energy that you would like to be cleared or release. So, beloved light, I call to the energy of fear, the energy of anger, all energies that are not for my highest good, whatever it is you wish, with love and gratitude, which are very important because they transmute any discordant energies. With love and gratitude, I ask that you be cleared from me now. And then palm facing you, you run this hand in front of you, and like a mitt, you're pulling forth those energies. You run it past your third eye, run it down in front of your face, in front of your throat chakra, in front of your heart, in front of your solar plexus, past your sacral, down to your root chakra. And you're going to feel this hand collect all these energies. You might feel it tingly, you might feel it heavy. And then you're going to bring your right arm over to your side. You want to keep it down low below your root chakra. And with love and gratitude, I release this energy to the container. And you give that right hand a little shake. And then those energies are sent to the divine container. And this is just a quick way to clear your energy field. You can use it in the car. You can use it in the bathroom of wherever you're at. Any place you want. And even if you're around people and you don't want to do it because you don't want people seeing you doing this, you can imagine it and you will still get the benefit of clearing your energy field. It works beautifully, and it's a great way to kind of maintain and cleanse your energy field along while you are cleansing your hands as well. So it's a way to keep your physical body clean and also your energy field clean. Both are extremely important. So I thought it would be fun to do a Cards of Clarity reading. Anytime there's something like this happening in the world or in your life, and it really hits you at a personal level, you can always have a higher perspective. And the higher perspective is what allows you to stand above something and look down at it from another place of being. And the Cards of Clarity allows this so beautifully to get a clear view of what's really going on as opposed to what appears to be going on. And so I did a reading for you all, and the question that I asked was, show me what's happening on a global level with this virus. What is the greater gift or the greater energy that is being played out? And this is what I got. It's a force spread, and what we're all going through and getting ready to resolve is transformation. Archangel 3, Uriel. The joy of transformation is surrounding you now. Enjoy this moment and feel a golden glow encircle your head. Can you accept this gift of being totally present with yourself? This transcends all emotional boundaries and opens the cosmic doorway for you to celebrate that you are alive now. And being here in this moment is a choice you made from the space of pure love. Step into this transformation with full recognition that the timing is perfect and all is in divine order. And so I think that is fantastic, because can you be totally present with yourself now? Aren't we all being called home with nowhere to go, nothing to do? We're being called back to our hearts to really be with ourselves and evaluate ourselves in our lives. And so that is what we're getting ready to resolve. And we're getting ready to accept Ascended Master 9, Melchizedek. The crystalline seeds of the loving masculine are ready to germinate in your life. These seeds hold the energy of kindness, wisdom, and compassion. When you hold a crystal into the light, it will refract into many colors, each stunning in their own form, yet intrinsically part of the whole. As you call forth the energy of the compassionate masculine, without respect to gender, you are declaring to the universe that it is your time to fully remember. There is nothing to fear except fear itself. And as you let go of all doubt and bring the compassion of the masculine into your energy, the wisdom of the ages will unfold for you the journey you seek. Each of us is a record keeper of the sacred knowledge that it is gifted for the journey. Now is the time for you to call forth all of the refractions and welcome them back with gratitude for their service. Hold a clear crystal into the light, delight in the refractions, and then lovingly hold the same crystal between your hands and feel the freedom that is now yours. So this is truly accepting a balance. Melchizedek is part of the balance of the masculine and feminine. And we're being asked to embrace the compassionate aspect of the masculine energy as opposed to what we've been experiencing previously. And so there's nothing to fear except fear itself. And of course, the gateway of this whole experience is self-ascension for the heart. And as we all know, when there's any kind of incident that happens worldwide where people are in fear, there's usually a massive heart opening that happens. And this card is indeed the self-ascension for heart. And this is the gateway. It is your time to let go of the old ways. The time of discovering and anchoring a new center has arrived. This new center is asking you to let go of the mind as ruler and to free the mind to serve you as intended, without interference or negativity influencing your decisions. When the heart center anchors itself as the ruler of the body, all decisions are obvious and a peaceful flow emerges from all situations. Place one hand on your heart and the other on your head. Breathe rhythmically and allow these energy centers to rebalance themselves. Pay attention to this balance until your new heart center is well established. And don't we love that? The heart is the gateway. We're being called for more balance. Less mind, more heart. And isn't this a virus of the mind? We're being called to the heart. The heart is the gateway. And right behind that is going to be Master Lanto, which is all about flow. So Ascended Master 5, Master Lanto. You are divinely inspired. How often do you have a wonderful idea or creation that comes to mind and do not act on it? Your soul is seeking to express its truth as an illumination of all the love that it is. To be fully illuminated is an expression of action in a world that is in constant motion. Your divine inspiration abounds at this time, and you are being supported to not hold back on bringing it into form. Take a moment and appreciate the sun. Feel its warmth, and appreciate that its presence creates food, shelter, and more. Then begin to allow this illumination to radiate through you and as you. experience yourself as a divine creator. And from this space, call forth your inspiration and delight in the reconnection that has been established. So I hope this helps give a little higher perspective on what is going on. So truly, not all that appears to be bad is really that bad at all. Sometimes it takes a little bit of pressure for a coal to turn into a diamond, and I believe we are all being turned into diamonds. And so I invite you to spend the next week or so where you're maybe, by yourself at home or with your family alone, to use this time to find some joy. Joy is really the great transmuter of anything. Find something fun to watch. I'm not a promoter of things, but I'll tell you what, Tom Papa's Live in New York on Netflix had me laughing for a week straight. And the planetary thought body could use your laughter right now. So if I have to support Tom Papa's to help the energy of the planet, I will. And so find ways to create, do some painting, some coloring, cook some fun things. Do some journaling. Journaling is something that I don't get as much time to do anymore and is so beneficial and is my support for everyone out there. I would like to offer for the next 2 weeks 15% off of any of the things that I do. So if you go to the host page on my website at Oneness Talk Radio, you will find a link to my website, and I have a list of services. Many of these things I can do online. I'm offering my Ascended Numerology right now with the soul charting at 15% off. You get a lovely packet of your numbers of your soul code, crystals that resonate with your soul code, practices that'll help you ignite the truth of why you came here, ideas for balance, and you get a beautiful entire package that I send to you physically to hold and via email, and you get a reading with this. I can do a Cards of Clarity reading. I can do distant balancings. And I can also do online sessions if you need to do some EFT to work through the fear or to work through any trauma for that matter. Or if you just want to use this time to do a little self-healing, I'm offering 15% off. So go to my website, find me. That is my way to say I'm here, I support you, and I wish you well. And so have a great week. Namaste, and use this time to find your joy.
Oneness Talk Radio. Hip, fresh, fun. Tune in to an honest portal of positivity 24/7. Experience unique talk radio from all around the planet, perfectly mixed with music that enchants your soul. Discover oneness moments as you relax into 3 to 5 minutes of divine inspiration. Claim your oneness today. OnenessTalkRadio.com. One world, one voice. Expand your vision.